Hey guys, I'm back, and I think I've got everything hooked up correctly this time. Because I'm a big old doofus when it comes to technology, and I had the camera plugged into the wrong cord that didn't go to anything when it was supposed to be going into the what do you call it? Going to the battery pack. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well this evening or afternoon or whatever time it is where you're at. Um, I always like to say in the beginning, if this is too dark for you, then please go ahead and crank the brightness all the way up. And if this is too small for you, then go ahead and turn your phone horizontal so the image will fill up your screen. And I am drawing in blue, yes, and I will try to get out of drawing blue as soon as possible. I'm just trying to lay in my lines here before I commit to anything. But I'll start drawing in regular pencil, and then I'll follow that up with inks during this live. Okay. So I think that's pretty much my disclaimer. How's everybody? Hey, Desiree, Leanne, Carmen, Michael, Debbie. Thanks for showing up. If you could spread that love around so other people could watch if they want to, that'd be great. So I'm, like I said before, each dog drawing that I do, I will do one serious, one more lifelike, and then I'll do another one that's more cartoony. So this will be the more cartoony one. And I try to get like the spirit of the animal in the cartoon one, and I feel like I always look at my drawings and I always want to like change them afterwards. That's why people always ask, well, did you ever get like a tattoo, or do you have? And I was like, no, I don't have any tattoos. And then they'd say, well, you meant because it'd be really cool because you could draw your own. And I'd say that'd be even worse because I'm very critical of my own stuff, and like I always see the flaws in it, especially like as a if I look at something like a few months later. So I would hate the tattoo within 6 months probably. So I don't have any tattoos, and I probably never will. How's it going, Laura? Hey, Joe, Maureen. Hello, Angel's Touch. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, W. Um, so yeah, this is a golden doodle. Last time I was on, I drew the golden doodle more of a like a portrait type style. So this time I'm just gonna kind of do a funny one. But one thing about doodles that I've always noticed are that they've got so much energy. sometimes sometimes too much for me, but they mean well. They definitely are good natured dogs. Um, so I think when I was working, and I think towards the end when I was working with dogs every day, there was like a big run on doodles because we got a whole bunch of them signing up. We had all sizes, different ones. We had the little guys. We got the bigger, more standard poodle sized ones. But oops, sorry about that. How's everybody again? Um, so, anyways, I think I was talking before about one of my issues with golden doodles was how they're just very people will always get them cut and then they'll leave their little beards, which is cute until they want to drink water and then they want to go like rub it all over your clothes. And I was chased around the the yard and buy a few. One of the types of dogs that people can get. What is going on here? Oops. Sorry. All right. All right. Thanks, Nancy. But the most popular ones were the Goldendoodles. We had Labradoodles, Bernedoodles, all sorts of doodles. You can get all sorts, but the Goldendoodles seem to be the most popular. But they were always really tough when I was doing the grooming, because you had to like blow dry them out and get their curl just right, and there was a lot of them, which is why I was able to draw the other one really quickly last time, because for some reason I think because I've dealt with them grooming so much, I just kind of got a better sense of their structure and their fur style. Let's see. Martha says Goldendoodles are so gentle. The gentle giants. Yeah, the big guys. There's also the little ones too, because people will cross them with either the smaller ones or the standard. You can get all different sized doodles. We had funny names. One thing that I always loved was the names that people would name their dogs. That was two types. My favorite types of dog names were when people would name their dogs human names, like Michael or Jonathan or Jeff. But I also liked when people would name their dogs like food names. And I remember there was one doodle, his name was Pasta. And his owner looked just like him. It was hilarious. Like his owner had like curly hair and a beard, and they would always like come. He would like drop the owner would drop the dog off in the morning, like on his morning run. It was just really funny. Like they really looked alike. The ears would go up if they're jumping like this one is, but they typically have the floppy ears like golden retrievers or perhaps poodles. Martha said your friend's got some avocado. Hopefully he's not green. Thank you guys for showing up and hanging out with me. I always appreciate the company. I like doing these lives because I can actually talk to you guys. Yeah, poodles are very smart dogs. I always like the haircuts that they would show up with. The poodles, doodles typically that like have their own kind of cut that people. Because what I remember when I was doing grooming was they would always say, "Just don't make my dog look like a poodle." That was like the basic directive, and keep the eyelashes. Oh, cool. He's a calico. Avocado's a calico. I love calicos. Those are neat cats. I heard that they're like a mutation, and most of the time calicos are female. And I didn't know if that was true or not. Thanks, Lenny. The very first people were talking about poodles. Well, the very first poodle that I ever met was my great aunt had a poodle named Pooji. He was funny because he could talk. He could talk. He would always he'd wait by the sliding door, and he'd say I want out. He'd say "Rawr, rawr, out," and then it would let him out. And he hated Smokey Robinson. Anytime you play Smokey Robinson, he'd start growling, or if you said the name Smokey Robinson, he'd start growling. I don't know why. Maybe the tone of the singing was grating on his ears. That dog was cool, though. It was a really smart dog. So I say this again about I always want to people that are going to get a doodle. They always say, "Well, they're hypoallergenic." They're not all hypoallergenic. You need to get them tested because even pups from the same litter, some of them will be hypoallergenic and some won't. So it's not a selling point unless the breeder can actually show you that they've tested as being hypoallergenic. And then my great aunt had some more poodles after that. She had one named Julio, named after Julio Iglesias. And then I think she had Jasper and Georgia for Jasper Johns and Georgia O'Keeffe. They were named after those artists. It's funny. But Pooji, he was a special one. He was really smart. He was a character. Melissa says Smokey Robinson would be a great pet name. It would be for a dog or a cat. I knew a gray cat named Smokey. Yeah, see, Paula, they're not hypoallergenic, but yeah, because they've kind of got that poodle hair, not the dog fur. They don't shed. However, you do have to get them groomed because it is just like hair, and that needs to be maintained. I just remember how people would get their doodles and they wouldn't be brushing them out, and they'd have just all this just tangled hair underneath, especially in the undercoat. It's definitely something you need to upkeep with dogs. All dogs, really. I think probably the saddest ones were the huskies, where they would just brush the outer coat, but then the undercoat was just all bound up, and it's really uncomfortable because it pulls the dog's hair when their coats are all bound up. So you really got to get to the undercoat, and a Furminator won't typically get down to that. You got to get real grooming brushes, slicker brushes, rakes, all the dog grooming stuff to really take care of that. So important to maintain a dog's coat. And then you won't have like, because sometimes you've got like lazy groomers who'll just shave all the fur off. So you don't want that to even be an option. Then you got to do some upkeep at home so the fur won't get all tangled up. All right, let's get into the pens. Okay. Real quick, I wanted to. Let's see. Did I do that? All right. Sorry. Yeah, Lorraine, you really, I think, like breeders need to tell owners about maintenance grooming, because I don't think people know. They don't know. They just have no one ever told them, you know. And if they knew how much goes into maintenance grooming at home, they might reconsider what type of dog breed they want to get. Because, you know, Huskies look cool, but in order for them to look cool and feel cool, you gotta get that undercoat taken care of. And there's lots of fur and stuff. So you have to be ready for that too. I mean, you could tell when an owner did not groom their husky, because you'd have garbage bags full of their undercoat. Like seriously, like almost sometimes two garbage bags worth of undercoat would come off. And then it gets all in your eyes and all of your clothes. It's not fun, but at least the dog feels better after the grooming. Leanne says, my daughter wants to do online drawing. She sketches what a person wants to draw and then gets paid a commission. Cool. You can meet people online who want to buy your art. Things certainly have changed. Yes. Definitely. It's pretty neat. You can get your stuff seen by people that you never normally would. That's why I think technology is cool, because it opens up a lot of new opportunities. I have my subscriber page where people can I draw pictures for them, and I just wanted to reiterate about that. If you're going to be on that, please check your email at least once a month, because that's when I pick people once a month. And if you haven't been receiving anything, then perhaps it's either maybe it's in spam or whatever. But there's been about 3 or 4 people that have missed their chance for that particular month. So I mean, I'll get back around to them, but hopefully they'll be aware next time and be checking their email. Because I have to move on after a certain point. I have to move on to the next person if I don't get a reply. Michael's hairless may be the way to go if fur statically attached to everything is not your cup of tea. Yeah, well, there are hairless dogs or dogs with very little hair. If the hair really bothers you or fur. Thanks, Nikki. Good, Marin. You should brush your dog's hair every day if you can. But if not, at least once a week. I would do it every day or every other day myself, just because I don't want any problems. But should be done on a regular basis, whatever you're doing, and not just left to the groomer to do once a month, just for your dog's own comfort. A lot of times, if also the fur gets all bound up, it causes little rashes on their skin. So you don't want that. And getting a dog room once a month or whatever is not gonna help that, because it's just gonna get back to that state again if you don't maintain it. So Leola, yeah, if you join my page, it's $9.99 a month, and that entitles you. Look, when I pick you, it will be for a black and white single subject drawing, and then there's other options for like color, multiple subjects, background that that add to that price. But you're definitely entitled to the black and white, or pencil rather. That's what I have time to do right now, is for my subscription page, because I can work on one drawing a month, because I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to do, so I can just focus on that one drawing. If you go to the Sketchy Friendler page, Leola, on um, Facebook, there should be a link to the Friendly Friendlers, um, and there is that's a subscriber page that's attached to that. Hopefully, someone can share a link while I draw. I always like the tails on doodles or golden doodles. It's all like the hair is like longer. It's kind of more like a golden retriever type tail. It got a little bit more body though. Lisa says, I have an American Bulldog mix and a Staffy, and I swear their hair looks like she's got clean clothes on. They're very strong dogs, but they're Staffies and American Bulldogs, but they're like people pleasers. They really want your affection. And then people get scared of them because there is a stigma attached to them. But if they're trained well, they are some of the sweetest dogs you'll ever meet. These are the Staffies, pit bull type dogs, American Bulldogs. I always like the memes of the American Bulldogs where show them sitting in the driver's seat of the car, like in a parking lot, like they're driving. They're gonna drive somewhere. Yeah, and a service dog probably won't be a doodle because they have those reserved for people that have documented allergies to dogs. Yeah, if you look on the Nana just posted up info on friendly friendlers if you're interested in having me do any commission work for you guys. Check it out if that's something you want to do. I love drawing pictures for people. And I'll tell you, most of the drawings that I've done have been for people's dogs. I've had people. I've drawn people. I've drawn, but mostly dogs. So it's extra fun. I like drawing people and dogs. So I mean I like to try everything, but those are things that I'm used to drawing. It's in my comfort zone. But I'm always up for a challenge. Hey, Bonnie. I'm well. Hope you are too. Michael sung "This Dog Is on Fireplace" in the background. Tails ablaze. This dog is on fire. Well, I kind of feel like that's kind of the energy of a lot of these doodles I've met. Just like, at least the young ones. I actually met one doodle. His name was Cinder. So I thought that was rather appropriate. Oh, I'm sorry, Martha. I always think it's funny when dogs kind of sit like humans. I notice that a lot with Frenchies. They sit they sit on the ground. They look like they're sitting. They actually remind me of, like, when you see the ballerinas on sitting on the ground and they're kind of stretching their legs straight out. It reminds me what Frenchies look like when they kind of sit like people. Yeah, Lisa, it does catch. We actually do that around the house. Not me, not so much, but it's definitely an environment where if the opportunity arises to sing a parody song that fits into whatever it is that you're doing, then you do it. Okay. Lisa, I can draw cats. I do draw cats. I like cats. Like I said, I don't, even though I worked with dogs, I don't necessarily say that I'm a dog person. I like all animals. I love cats. I've had cats. I've had dogs. Yeah, again, I've noticed that I'm very fast at drawing these doodles for all their texture, and it's just very it's easy for me to draw them. Bonnie, you have two dogs and two cats, and all get along. That's awesome. I love that. I love to see harmony. There was my aunt had a poodle and a cat, and the cat would sit on the counter. They put the cat's food up on the counter because the poodle would eat the cat's food. But I think the cat felt sorry for the poodle because the cat would like flick some of the cat food down below so the poodle could have some food, even though didn't necessarily need it. But I guess it was a very thoughtful cat. So I like when I see dogs and cats get along. It's cool. Thanks, Victoria. Lisa, yeah, we're all excited about the service dog. And if you guys haven't already, on the 25th of this month, that's when we all find out the identity of Anna's service dog. And we're having a live where you can watch, find out, and Anna will find out along with you. Um, if you need a reminder on the AMC Princess Anna page on Facebook, there's a sign up for whether you can say whether you're interested or you're actually going, and then you're gonna get up a little, like it'll ping you, it'll update you, and give you little reminders to when that's going to happen, like the day before, and I think the day of. But also, there's going to be a limited edition within that page. We've got like a little limited edition special item that if you're interested in, you can get on that page. Cool, Victoria. Baron, yeah, I mean, just even if don't take my word for it, like look up online, like go on YouTube or read up on Google about what it takes to groom a husky, and what happens when you don't groom a husky. I know from experience, just because I did some grooming. Also, if you do have one, you can train them early on to be used to getting groomed, so that when you do end up taking them to the groomer once a month or whatever, they won't cry about it. So one thing about huskies is they're very vocal dogs. They love to talk back and they love to just protest everything and argue. But it's because they were bred to be sled dogs. So even though the musher, the guy that's on the sled is telling them where to go, the dogs are up front, so they might see that there's like thin ice up front, so they have to make a decision. Like, you know what? I know this is what you're telling me to do, but that's not a good decision. So I'm going to make that judgment call. So now you've got huskies who are just living in normal home environments, and they think they know better than you. So they always argue, they're always whining about something. And when you take them to the groomer, they just always just they hate it. And they want you to know how much they hate this and can't stand getting groomed. It's funny. I used to always get into arguments with them when I was working with huskies, when I was doing dog handling. I'd always argue with them, and it was funny. We'd just go back and forth, just arguing about whatever. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, Kathleen, that's really sad when people shave huskies fur, because it will never is one of those dogs that if you shave it, the fur will never grow back the same. Never. It messes up their coat. And people think that they're doing the dog a favor by shaving it down, and it actually is not good, because the undercoat helps regulate their temperature. So when you shave it down when it's hot out, they feel exactly how hot it is. Whereas if they had that undercoat, it will help insulate them from the heat. So please don't shave down your huskies. I think I'm pretty much I got this one done. Just want to. Just flying through the air. And then I will zoom out a little bit. I think that does it. Melissa says, I'll never forget the first husky I ever met in person. It was in the vet's waiting area, and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. They're very opinionated dogs. Very opinionated dogs. Susan says, I have a friend who has a husky. They live in Colorado. He's the happiest in cold winter snow. That makes absolute sense. I always raise my eyebrow when I was down in Southern California and people would have huskies. I'm like, that's kind of not cool. Definitely not cool for the husky. Yep, Martha, same for Malamutes too. I like both. I like Malamute. I think Malamutes are cooler. They're a bit more stockier than the huskies. All right. Well, I think this is it for this guy. Next up, I think it's the Boxer, because the Boxer had the same amount of votes as the Goldendoodle. So if you like Boxers, next dog drawings that I'll be doing will be Boxers. I think that's pretty much all I got right now. But thank you so much. I love it. We have over 100 people here. That's very encouraging to me. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time. Bye.